All right guys, so it's another week, another project. Now, obviously you can tell this is not my house, and that's probably the theme of this channel so far, is me breaking into other people's houses. Now, the idea here is we want to build a bar. My friend Ryan is an awesome guy that has helped me so many times that I had to call in favors where storing my stuff and just taking me hunting, and I want to do something nice for him. So this is his place, and I want to build him a garage bar. Now, Irina won't let me do that at my house, but I'm gonna build one at my friend's house and then, enjoy it there. So here's what I wanna do with the space. It is a huge third bay RV bay, and it's not cozy at all. So we wanna create its own independent spot that makes it look like this is a bar area. So we're gonna come in with a drop ceiling, we're gonna come in a nice L-shaped bar, an accent wall backside, TV for sure, storage for the booze, and you gotta put some LEDs, so we'll put some LEDs. So without wasting any more time, let's see what we can do and let's get into the video. Let's go. But first, let's talk about the sponsor of today's video, Ariat. Now, you guys know me, I've been a fan of Ariat stuff way before they're a sponsor of this channel. And here's the stuff that I really like that I wear on a regular basis. These are the M4 Durstretch Canvas stackable front pocket pants. Huge pockets, low rise, comfortable around the waist, beautiful boot fit. You've got plenty of pockets for the pencils, for everything. You got your tether if you want to put it up right here. 9 ounces of Durstretch canvas on this, extremely comfortable. Approved for ninja skills in case you work in a very dangerous environment. And of course the boot, you guys know these boots. These are the Rebar Wedge 6-inch height. They are water resistant, they're moisture resistant. They have the solid composite toe boot. They have slip resistance. They are even the electrical safety boot. So they are awesome. I love them a lot. They're comfortable. And as you can see, I really put them through the ringer. And if you're looking for something outside of work, wear something a little bit more appealing and stylistically when you come out of your work stuff, they have awesome, cool t-shirts. This kind of got a really cool heritage kind of feel to it. Huge fan of Ariat stuff. Be sure to check out my link in the description. Check out some of my favorite stuff as well to get 10% off your first order today. Now, without wasting any more time, let's get into this video. Let's go. Okay, so we are back in the shop. There's a lot of things that need to be built right now. To save us some time, I think, Tyler, if you can start doing like a panel glue up, because it's got to dry out. We have to sand it. We have to kind of mill it in a way. I'm thinking 6 foot long, 4 feet wide as an elbow, L shape.
What do you think about cutting the radius of those 2x4s off, and then when we do our panel glue up, we won't have near as much of flattening?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's cut it off, rip it off on the table saw, and then that will be nice, clean. There's no grooves inside of it with dirt and dust and crumbs to get into. Yeah. Let's do it.
Boom.
So what's going on here?
These are looking a little rough.
That's pretty deep. I have a hand planer we can take it through. Okay. And just and then we also have a thickness planer we can throw if we do. I think it goes up to 16 inches wide.
Okay. I need to get a clamp. Knocking stuff down. I put my normal wood glue here that typically wouldn't set up till tomorrow, and I'm going to actually use CA glue, which will actually set up in about 30 seconds. I set a timer for 5 minutes is all, and we'll see if this held up. So as you can see from there, it's sturdy and we can keep working.
This is the base, 6 feet long, 4 feet wide. The inset for your knees, about 8 to 10 inches. I'm going with 9, splitting it down the middle. Gonna build this base, put some posts up to 42 inches tall, and then reinforce it, and then we're gonna wrap it with 1/2 inch plywood. If you were to put a budget on this, what would you guess with?
Maybe, we have them back wall, maybe 5.
You think we can do for 5?
We got all the bar for
Okay.
3.
So we spent $300 on wood. Let's see if we can accomplish this for 500 bucks. I'm gonna say 6. I think we're gonna go over. This is gonna be the price is right. You say 5, I go 6. Loser has to pay the difference. Okay, so this pony wall for the bar is ready, nice and sturdy. We need to wrap it with 1/2-inch plywood to beautify it. I'm gonna have Tyler get started on that. In the meantime, because he's got so much done on this countertop, it's freshly glued and dry for us, so we're gonna get to working. 80 grit sandpaper down to 120, route over the edges, and then we'll pour some epoxy. Let's do this. Okay, so everything's sanded nicely. You saw me scribble with the pencil. That's just to help me have an easy, consistent sanding job that, therefore, I don't miss anything and don't screw up the staining job. Route over the 3/8 round over bit on the edges. And the reason I did a 45 on this is because they're gonna be seamed together. It's gonna be a nice, flawless, like a river edge design, I guess. Let's see how the sucker looks. All right, look at her go. She's all lined up now, securing this joint here. We're gonna flip the sucker over on the ugly side, or the hideous side, if we even call that. Well, we're gonna put pocket holes inside here. We're gonna use some wood glue. Now, wood glue tends to soak up, kind of like flowers in a vase. They'll soak up the first initial wood glue before the pores are closed. So what I'm gonna do is put a small layer of wood glue, clog those pores, and then put the final layer of wood glue, and then pocket hold the sucker in place, and let her dry. It's weird that I'm staining this first because I need it to dry so I can put epoxy on top of it and not ruin the entire bar. Rustic beige is what we're going with. I've used it before. Usually I would say use a wood conditioner because this stuff gets blotchy, but it's semi-transparent, so it's not bad. It's kind of a little oily, if you will. Nice clean coat. Once this dries, we're gonna start showing how to do this epoxy pour over to give it a nice gloss finish.
We're gonna wrap our framing in this nice plywood. So as I do it, I actually start backwards and I do the sides first and in with the front. And then you have a nice clean ended look. Little dabs of glue, little brads. Should be nice and strong.
Okay, so epoxy pour, we're gonna use this product from Total Boat called Halcon Clear Varnish. You can pour it, brush it, roll it. We're gonna try rolling or pouring it over. They said no skimming needed, so we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna we level this table. This might go really well or it might go really bad, but you know what, there's only one way to find out. All right, apparently I don't learn so good, but the non-skimming part really applies if you roll it or brush it. Fortunately, we got a roller, got it on evenly before it started getting tacky. I think it's salvageable. I think it'll be fine in the morning. So if you're gonna do it, follow the instructions, I guess. I'll see you guys in the morning. All right, so the epoxy cured nicely, nice gloss finish, very bar-like. Okay, so here's what's gonna happen. Everything's wrapped. I am gonna sand the plywood just because it's gonna be easier sanding now, which leads me to the next step is putting on the trim pieces 1x2. We bought the cheaper bundle stuff, which is inexpensive. Brad nailed it on, give it a nice X farmhousey pattern. Budget-wise, we spent an extra 150 bucks today for the bundle. Total of, what is it, 3 sheets of 1/2-inch maple plywood, 22x4s, 2 bundles of the 1x2s, bada bing, bada boom. You got yourself a bar, as Tyler would say. I'm gonna get sanding.
This is my approach to lay out the back kind of decorative wall here. We got our X design for kind of a farmhouse pattern. I did all my frame and then I actually left a little space so we'll have one strip that will kind of connect the two and it will be seamless.
That stain's looking good on that back wall, my man. Drop ceiling is the last thing we need to build. Here's a little idea what we're looking with. Here's our little bar. Here's the drop ceiling. They're 9-foot tall doors, so we have plenty of room. These are 4x4 posts. These are 2x5s. We're gonna secure everything inside to the header and then wrap this sucker with plywood and then put some recessed lights in there because Joanna Gaines needs more recessed lights and we're gonna give her. All right, it is demo day, and I want to make sure we know one thing known. My truck is way better and nicer than Ryan's truck. So if you agree, leave them down in the comment section below. Now, we got a lot to do here. Installs today, we have everything broken down into sections. What do you think we should have first?
Try back wall.
Back wall first. Okay. Let's start off the back wall, my man. Ooh, this is what happens when you start swinging a hammer, getting the post in and hit your nail. We're gonna start getting medical insurance around here. So as you notice, I got my lights cut out here. That's gonna be for our recessed LED lights. We're gonna use a Romex to connect it all down, cut a hole in the drywall, put a junction box, feed our cable down to power off of that outlet, and then we'll have, ta-da, light. All right, let's look over some of our final expenses here. The bar top itself cost us $150. The frame with the finish for the bar itself was about $300. $150 was spent on the backer accent board wall, $120 for the drop ceiling with a post, and an extra $60 went into electrical such as LED lights and the recessed lights. Making that a grand total of $780 for this entire project. Yes, we went over budget by $180, but that is a small price to pay for an awesome environment to hang out with your friends. Keep coming. Bring them over here. Don't peek.
I'm not peeking.
I like your vest. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Holy crap. That was legit.
What do you think, dude?
Wow.
We got a whole new electrical setup here for drop ceiling, so the light just regulates right there. Put some LEDs behind it. Got some bar storage shelves behind you here.
I love it.
Is it cool?
I wasn't expecting it. That's
I saw your big RV bay. I was like, how do we make it cool, like a cantina? All right, my man, here, you enjoy this thing, all right?
Hey, thank you.
You got it, bro. Hey guys, thanks so much for sticking around watching another one of my videos. Have you guys checked out the new merch, Courage and Sweat? All the stuff will be in the links in the description below, as well as my social media, if you guys want to connect with me there. If you're brand new to the channel and you like videos like this, home improvement stuff, builds like this, furniture pieces, make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell, very important. That way you'll be alerted every time I put a video out. You probably didn't know yet, but we launched a brand new website, MrBuildAndCo.com. The link will be down in the description below as well. You'll see plans, tutorials, the shop section, and a lot of many other goodies. Remember guys, we are not trained professionals. We're just not afraid to try and fail. Courage and sweat, that's what it takes. So you need the courage to try a big project like this, and you need the sweat, the hard work, and the problems to deal with all these things. It's gonna make us better builders, and most importantly, better people in the end. I'm gonna go back to actually, pour myself a drink and enjoy this bar. Tune out this week. We'll see you guys on the next one. See ya, bye.